As okay, I am Prafulla, lecturer in mathematics, Seshadripuram PUC College, Mysore. As you all know, Kcet consists of 60 questions. The paper consists of 60 questions, out of which for 15 questions will be taken from the first PUC and first PUC concepts, and the remaining 45 questions will be taken from the second PUC concepts. Okay, so now how to prepare for a KCT is a big question mark. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to analyze the chapter in detail. So you have to make a keynote so that the concepts involved in each chapter should be noted down. So, like, you have to revise yourself with the previous year question papers, and you have to practice the questions which are very, very important. And if you feel the problem as a lengthy, how to make it as a how to use a shortcut. So those things you have to learn. Okay. So, and in this session, I'm going to explain the KCET 2024 paper in detail so that you can make a note of the important formulas and concepts involved in that. Okay, so to solve a particular problem, so we can easily solve a problem. I can tell you this problem is can be solved by taking this identity and all, but that is not the intention of conducting this crackathon. So many YouTube channels are running that, and solutions of that KCT 2024 is already available, but we want you to understand the concepts involved in that particular what do I say, topic. Okay, so now I want you to make a keynote of the shortcuts which I'm going to use in one or two problems, and you have to develop the speed of addition, subtraction, and multiplication so that you can reduce the time management is very important. So if some problem will take more than a minute and some will be answered within seconds, so time management is very important, students. So keeping all this in mind, so let us quickly start with the session, students. Okay, and I all the best. Wish you all the very best. Sir, I would like to share. Fine. Disable screen sharing for this meeting. Is it okay, Suhas? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ನೋಡು. Ma'am, is it visible? So, so what we will do is, so what and all concepts are there in vector? So if AB vector is given, then it can be splitted as OB minus OA. And how to find the magnitude of any vector? So what is this unit vector is? So these are the important concepts in vector, and also direction ratio sign, direction cosine. Okay, so when two vectors are perpendicular, its dot product is 0. If two uh, vectors are parallel, then its cross product is 0. And also make a note, students, A vector plus magnitude of B vector square is equal to magnitude of A vector square plus magnitude of B vector square plus 2 times A vector dot B vector. And also A vector minus B vector square is equal to magnitude of A vector square plus magnitude of B vector square minus 2 times A vector dot B vector. Okay, so now see, there was a question in the Kcet 2023 last year. We have sent you a question paper, students. You can look into that. In that question paper, there was a question like this. What was the question? If A vector plus B vector is equal to A vector minus B vector, then A vector and B vector are. So what about these two? Is they coincide or perpendicular or parallel? They never meet. So these were the question options. Okay. So now, look at this question, students. This was the question. Okay. So when we can say these two vectors are equal. So if these two vectors are equal, obviously their magnitudes will be same. Only plus 2ab and minus 2ab should not be there. So when these two will not be there, when A vector dot B vector will be 0. If it is 0, obviously 2A vector dot B vector minus 2 A vector dot B vector will not be there. That means A vector dot B vector is equal to 0, which indicates A vector is perpendicular to B vector. This was one of the question. Okay. Apart from this, there was one more question. And the question was, if two lines makes an angle of pi by 3. So here's the two lines makes an angle pi by 3 with each x and y axis. So x-axis is making an angle alpha is equal to pi by 3, beta is also equal to pi by 3, then we were supposed to find what is the value of gamma was the question. Okay, so alpha is angle made by a line x-axis, beta is is an angle made by the y-axis, gamma is the angle made by the z-axis. So we have a formula cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Okay, so cos square pi by 3 plus cos square pi by 3. We don't know the value of cos square gamma, so we keep that as it is. Cos square pi by 3. Cos pi by 3 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 square gives you 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Cos square gamma equal to 1. So cos square gamma equal to 1. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is 2 by 4, that is 1 by 2. So taking to the other side becomes 1 by 2. So cos square gamma is 1 by 2. So cos gamma can be written as plus or minus. Okay. So plus or minus 1 by 2. So gamma will be cos inverse plus or minus 1 by 2. So 1 by, root 2. Okay. So now, since in the question they have specifically mentioned gamma is acute in the sense less than 90 degree. Okay. So we have to go for a positive only. So cos inverse 1 by root 2. So for what angle cos will be 1 by root 2? So gamma will be pi by 4. If in case gamma angle was not acute, by that time we would have taken that to be minus cos inverse minus 1 by 2. So inverse trigonometry, pi minus cos inverse 1 by 2. This can be written as pi minus pi by 4, which was 3 pi by 4. Okay, since it was acute, we have to consider pi by 4. This was one of the question which was the previous year, the 2023 question. So now there was one more question in 2023 based on this vector concepts only, and the question was this: if magnitude of A vector cross B vector whole square plus magnitude of A vector dot B vector whole square is equal to 144 and the magnitude of A vector is equal to 4. Then what is the value of magnitude of B vector was the question. Okay. So now remember the students, A vector cross B vector. So we know A vector cross B vector is magnitude of A vector, magnitude of B vector into sine theta. Since we have a square, so we will put a square. Similarly, magnitude of A vector dot B vector square will be magnitude of A vector square, magnitude of B vector square into cos square theta. Fine. So now they have given the sum. So we have to add these two. If I add these two, I can take magnitude of square and magnitude of b square as a common. We'll get sine square theta plus cos square theta. So sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So we'll get only magnitude of a square into magnitude of b square. So since we know this value is 144, I can write 144 equal to 4 square magnitude of b vector square. So 144 by 4 square is 16 magnitude of b vector square. So which gives us magnitude of b vector square is equal to 4 okay 8. So now magnitude of b vector was root 8. So either root 8 was the option or root 8 can be written as 4 twos, so 2 root 2. So any one of the option has to be given. Okay. So you will get this kind of a question. This was there in 2023 students. Okay. So now taking up with the this year vectors and 3D, here is the question. The vector AB vector and AC vector are the sides of the triangle ABC. If ABC is a triangle, then they have given AB vector as well as a AC vector. We have to find the length of the median through the A. So this is the length of the median through the A. Let me denote this as D. Then we were supposed to find what is D vector. Then we just have to find what is the magnitude of the D vector is the question. Remember students, whenever they have asked the median passing through a particular point. Suppose if they have asked what is the median passing through the point B, then you would have written it as, if I call this as M, what was the BM vector? Okay. So since, and now they have asked what is this? AD vector. AD vector can be written as AB vector plus AC vector by 2. So if the question was what is a BM vector, that is length of the median through the point B, then it would have been written as BA vector plus BC vector by 2. Since they have asked only AD vector, will sum up AD and AC, that is AD and AC. So it's a direct addition which can be written as 3i plus 5i gives you 8i and minus 2j plus 8k whole divided by 2. So which is equal to 4i minus j plus 4k. So taking the magnitude for this gives us 4 square. Always remember students, magnitude cannot be negative. Okay, so this will be 4 square 16, 1 square is 1, 4 square is 16. So magnitude of this is root 33. C was the option. Okay, so now moving on to the next question. Volume of a parallelepiped. Okay, so this was a out of syllabus question. So they can't ask you the volume. Okay, they can ask you the area of a parallelogram or area of a triangle. They can't ask you the area of a parallelepiped. What is that parallelepiped? It's a 3D object. Okay, 3D object. They can't ask you that. Next, moving on to the next question. If A vector and B vector are two unit vectors, clearly they have mentioned A vector magnitude and B vector magnitude is 1. and theta is the angle between them. So theta is the angle between the A vector and the B vector. Okay. So now, then A plus B is a unit vector if, okay. So if A vector plus B vector magnitude will be 1, for what value of theta is the question. Okay. So I taught you just now A vector plus B vector whole square is equal to magnitude of A square, magnitude of B square plus 2 A vector dot B vector. Fine. So magnitude of A vector, if it is 1 square, this is also unit vector, this is also unit vector plus 2 times magnitude of A, magnitude of B into cos theta. So 1 is equal to 1 square is 1, 1 plus 1 will be 2, 2 plus 2. Magnitude of A vector is 1. Magnitude of B vector is also equal to 1 into cos theta. Fine, students. Now, 1 minus 2 is equal to 2 cos theta. So, minus 1 by 2 is equal to cos theta. So, theta can be written as a cos inverse minus 1 by 2. So, which is pi minus cos inverse 1 by 2. This can be written as pi minus pi by 3. So, this is equal to 2 pi by 3. So C is the right answer. Yes. Moving on to the next question. Yes. Before starting with the vectors, I told you they can't ask you the question based on the planes or a scalar triple product. This is called as a scalar triple product. Okay. So this is eliminated question. Yes. Next question. Hmm. If two lines are mutually perpendicular, then K is equal to two lines are perpendicular. If two lines are perpendicular, we have learnt when two lines are perpendicular, their dot product is equal to 0. But here is a Cartesian product. These two are a Cartesian product. Cartesian, sorry, it is a Okay, so given two vectors are mutually perpendicular, students, so its dot product will be equal to 0. So now let us consider A vector as minus 3i plus 2k plus 2j and 2k, B vector as 3k plus 1j minus 5k. So this can also be written as B1 vector and B2 vector. Okay, so now if two lines are perpendicular, then either I can write it as A vector dot B vector is equal to 0, or if they have given an equation of a line, I can write it as B1 vector dot B2 vector is equal to 0. So what is this applying the dot product? This is dot product. Now multiplying the I component minus 3 into 3k plus multiplying the j component 2k into 1 plus multiplying the k component 2 into minus 5. So now this gives equal to 0. So minus 9k plus 2k minus 10 equal to 0. So minus 7k is equal to 10. K will be 10 by minus 7 or minus 10 by 7 is the answer. Okay. So you will get a question based on the perpendicular or this kind of a formula based question, students. Fine. Moving on to the next question. The distance between the two planes. So two planes. I told you in prior, they can't ask you the question based on the plane. It was an out of syllabus question. I'll go to the next one. The sine of the angle between the straight line and the plane. Again, it is out of syllabus question, students. You will get 8 questions from both vectors and the 3D, because vector and the 3D are the chapters which will go hand in hand. Okay, you will get 8 questions. This year, uh, there will be not much out of syllabus questions. Now, moving on to the next one. Equation xy is equal to 0 in 3-dimensional space. So equation in a space. So this is also a out of syllabus question. We can't consider that. The plane containing. There were 8 questions in which only 1 or 2 were within the syllabus. So I have solved you already, and I solved you the previous year vector and a 3D questions also. Now, moving on to the next one. Yes, here is a question based on the LPP. What they have given? They have given a corner point of a feasible region. So we have studied for our boats corner points. So if we substitute the corner points in an objective function, we'll get a maximum and a minimum value. So now keep on substituting the value corner points to the objective function. So we'll get 0 plus 6 into 2 12. Next 3 comma 0. Again, if I substitute, we'll get 12. If we substitute 6 comma 0, we'll get 24. Similarly, if we substitute 6 comma 8, we'll get 24 plus 48, which will be 72. Then comes 0 comma 5, so which is 30. So we have to go for a minimum value. So these two are the minimum values. Okay, so these two are the points we have got. So now only let's go for the options. Only 0 comma 2. No, we have 3 comma 0 as well. Only 3 comma 0. No, that is not an option. The midpoint of a line segment joining the point 0 comma 2. No, obviously it is always remember students. In LPP, if we get 2 minimum values or 2 maximum value, there will be a number of points which lying on that line. So any point on the line segment joining the 0 comma 2 and 3 comma 0 is the required answer. So option D is the right answer, students. Okay. So next. See, students, in this session, I'm not going from the first question to the last question. I'm taking from the last question to the first question. Now, okay. Here's a question. Okay, here's a question. The family of curves whose x and y intercept of a tangent at any point are respectively double the x and y coordinates. Okay, no need to worry much. So assume this is our curve. We have to draw a tangent. So what is this tangent line passing through a single point? So tangent is given by dy by dx. What they have given? Double. The intercepts are double, so I can name this as 2x comma 0. This will be 0 comma 2y. So dy by dx, tangent is nothing but a slope of a tangent is nothing but a dy by dx. How to find this? M2 minus M1 by x2 minus x2 minus x1. So since there are 2 points on the line, I can write this as, if I call this as x1, y1, and this as x2, y2, this as x1, y1, and this as x2, y2, y2 minus y1. So y2, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So I can write this to be 2y by minus x minus 2x, 2 get cancelled. So dy by dx will be minus y by x. So dy by y will be minus dx by x. This was the question from differential equation chapter. If I integrate on both the sides, we know integral of 1 by y will be log y minus integral of 1 by x is a log x plus the constant c. So if I shift this minus to the other side, we'll get log y plus log x, which is equal to c. Log m plus log n is log m into n. So log x into y will be equal to constant. So if I call the base as e, I can, from the definition of the logarithm, this can be written as xy is equal to e power c. E power c is a constant. So x into y is equal to c. Students, x into y is equal to c is called as a rectangular hyperbola. So curve, the shape of the curve is rectangular hyperbola. So they have not asked what is the shape of the curve. We just want to know the equation of the curve. That is xy into c is the right answer. Yes, moving on to the next question. Hmm. The solution of e to the power of dy by dx. So e to the power of dy by dx, e to the power of dy by dx equal to x plus 1. Look at the option, students. There are log. So what we have to do? Apply log on both the sides directly. So that we'll get a log of x plus 1. So this can be written as dy by dx is equal to log x plus 1. So again, this was a question from differential equation. So now this will be dy will be log of x plus 1 into dx. Integrating on both the sides, this gives us y will be equal to. So we can't integrate directly. So it is of I late rule. We were supposed to apply I late rule. So logarithm, then the algebraic function. So I can write this to be 1 into dx. So call this as a first function and this as a second function. So integral of u into v or first into second is given by u integral of v minus integral of v into differentiation of u. Okay, this was the u into v formula. Okay, which is called as integration by parts. So now keep the first function as it is. Integral of the second function, that is integral of 1 is x minus integral of x into differentiation of log, that is 1 by x plus 1 into dx. See, y can be written as x into log of x plus 1 minus, if the numerator was x plus 1, then it would have been cancelled it. So I will add 1 and subtract 1. So the equation has been splitted into two parts, like x plus 1 by x plus 1. This can be written as integral of x plus 1 by x plus 1 is 1. Integral of 1 gives you x minus into minus plus. One more equation is there, that is 1 by x plus 1, which is log x plus 1 plus c. On simplifying this, shifting this minus y to the other side gives you y plus x equal to, taking log x plus 1 as a common gives us x plus 1 plus c. Students, what they have given, if x is equal to 0, y will be equal to 3. Okay, if you substitute this y as 3 and x as 0, x as 0, x as 0. So what is the value of 0 plus 1? 1. Log 1 will be 0. So you will get 3 is equal to c. That is c value is 3. Substituting this c value as 3 and shifting that to the other side gives us option D. It is a bit lengthy, students, but you should be familiar with u into v. So once you are okay with the u into v, you can take up these kind of questions. Yes, the previous question. The area of a region bounded by a line. Students, look into these two questions. Hope you can see both the questions. See, you can see both the questions are visible, I guess. 44 and 45, both the questions are taken from applications of integral. See, they can ask you the area of a region bounded by the circle as well as area of a region bounded by an ellipse. So these two are the possible questions you might get from the applications of integrals. So how to find the area of a circle if they have given so? Okay. See, no need to apply integration. Nobody will come and check you just like you do for a board examination. They just need whether the answer what you have marked is correct or not. If the question has been given like this in general, x square plus y square is equal to a square, or x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to anything to do with this equation. It's a circle equation. No need to apply any integration formula. You know, area of a circle is a pi r square. So you just have to know what is the radius, and this pi r square will be the area of a circle. If they have given area of an ellipse, x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1 is the ellipse. There are two types of ellipse. Major axis on the x-axis, major axis on a y-axis. Okay. So now, area of ellipse is pi AB. So if the question is like, x square by 16 and y square by 4 is equal to 1, compare this with x square by a square plus y square by b square. If you compare, so a square will be 16, so a will be 4. You can't take the negative values because we are a and b are distances. Okay, distance cannot be negative. And b square will be 4, so b value will be 2. So area by that time will be pi AB, pi into 4 into 2, which gives you 8 pi. Okay, so possible questions from the applications of derivative will be asking the questions on area of a circle or area of an ellipse. Fine, students. So these two are the out of syllabus questions, students. Now moving on to the next one. Okay, limit n tends to infinity. So remember, whenever the infinity question has been asked, not this question, this is out of syllabus question again, there was a concept called as a limit of a sum. Okay, a limit of a sum. It is an deleted portion, so this type of a question cannot be asked. But if in case the limit is tending towards the infinity and the question is like this, assume the question is like this. So how to simplify this kind of a problem? Okay, so limit n tends to infinity. Should I continue? Okay, sorry for the disturbance, students. Okay, so if they have given like this, then n square will be cancelled. If you apply the infinity, so 1 plus 2 by infinity, anything divided by infinity. So any real value divided by infinity gives you what? 0 plus 0 divided by 3 plus 0 minus 0, which is 1 by 3. Okay, they can't take up with this kind of a question because this was a limit of a sum base. I explained the concept of a limit if n is tending towards infinity. They have to give the same degree as numerator and denominator. Fine. So now the next question. No. Integral. So integral of 1 to 5. So we will solve the difficult problems first, then I'll go with the easy kind of a question. First, I'll be finishing with the second PUC concepts, then I'll be entering to the first PUC. So integral of 1 to 5. So 1 to 5. So we have to check, they have given two modulus function, that is x minus 3 and 1 minus x. X minus 3 can be splitted at x is equal to 3. Particularly at x is equal to 3, from 1 to 3, we'll get a negative of x minus 3. From 3 to 5, we'll get positive of x minus 3. But this 1 minus x is splits at 1, but interval starts from 1 only. So obviously this will be positive only. This has to be written as compulsorily x minus 1. So keeping this in mind, this can be written as mod x minus 3 plus x minus 1 into dx. So this will be 1 to 3. From 1 to 3 as well as 3 to 5. 1 to 3, it is minus of, I have given you from 1 to 3, it is minus x minus 3 plus x minus 1 dx plus from 3 to 5, it is plus x minus 3, and this x minus 1 does not change, dx. So this gives us 1 to 3, multiply this minus inside a bracket, minus x plus 3 plus x minus 1. So plus and minus will cancel, we'll get 3 minus 1, which is the 2. Integral of 2 is what? 2x. Apply the upper limit minus lower limit. 6 minus 2, which is a 4. Okay. Summing up along with this, x minus 3, x minus 1. X plus x is a 2x. Minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. Integrating this gives us a 2x square by 2 minus 4x. Applying the upper limit and a lower limit. First apply the upper limit 5, which gives you 25 minus 5 4s are 20. Lower limit 3 square 9, 4 3s are 12. So 25 minus 20 is 5. minus 9 minus 12 is minus 3, minus of minus plus 3. So 9 plus 3 gives you 12. So 12 is the required answer. Okay. So these questions are taken from definite integral. Okay. You will get 2 to 3 questions from the definite integral, students. Those who can, those who are thorough with the NCRT problems, they can easily solve these questions. Moving on to the next one. I don't tell this is not difficult. It is lengthy. This question, particularly question number 41, is not difficult, but it is a bit lengthy. We just have to be fast enough with the trigonometry. This 5x by 2 can be written as 2x by x plus 2. You can cross check. If you take the LCM, you'll get 4x plus x by 2, which is 5x by 2. Denominator remains the same. And numerator is looking like a sine A plus B, sine A plus B. Sine A plus B is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B whole divided by sine x by 2, sine x by 2. Okay, so this gives us sine 2x can be split as 2 sine x cos x into cos x by 2 whole divided by sine x by 2 plus sin x by 2 get cancels, cos 2x. So this will be, keep this 2 as it is, and half angle formula of sin x will be 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2 into cos x. Here is one more cos x by 2 is there, whole divided by sin x by 2 plus cos 2x. Okay, cancelling these two gives us, students, 2 cos into cos is 2 cos square x by 2 into cos x. If we have 1 plus cos 2x, we know the formula. 1 plus cos 2x is 2 cos square x. 1 minus cos 2x is 2 sin square x. So 2 cos square x by 2 will be 1 plus cos x. So on substituting this, 1 plus cos x, 1 more cos x plus cos 2x remains the same. This can be rewritten as 2 plus multiplying these two, 2 cos x plus 2 cos square x plus cos 2x. So now I understand, students, to solve this problem, you should be fast enough even with the integrals, even with the trigonometry. This can be finalized as a 2 cos x plus 2 cos square. What is 2 cos square? 1 plus cos 2x. Here is one more cos 2x. So finally, this will be normal integral. Keep this 2 as it is. Integral of cos is a sine. Integral of 1 is x. Keep this 2 as it is again. Cos 2x is a sine 2x. And differentiating this gives you 2. We have to divide by 2 plus c. So this is the answer. Yes, they have given x plus 2 sine x sine 2x in the option C. Okay, so to solve these kind of an integral or a bigger differential problem, one should be fast enough with the differentiation as well as the trigonometry identities. Okay, next question. Again, a lengthy problem. 1 by x. Looking at this, we should be knowing what should be the substitution. 1 by x into. So if you put t is equal to log x, you will get dt is equal to 1 by x dx. So the question can be rewritten as a dt by 6t square plus 7t plus 2. Denominator is looking like a quadratic equation. If we solve that quadratic equation, we'll get 4t plus 3t plus 2, which can be written as taking 2t as a common, 3t plus 2, and 1 as a common, 3t plus 2, which is a product of 3t plus 2 and 2t plus 1. Substituting in this equation, I'll apply the integral at the end. This can be written as 1 by, that is dt by, this equation, dt by 3t plus 2 into 2t plus 1. This is an integration question. In that, it belongs to partial fractions. Okay, so how to do the partial fractions? If this is 1, this can be written as a by 3t plus 2. b by 2t plus 1. Okay, so this will be 1 is equal to, if I call this as a star, students, a into 2t plus 1, b into 3t plus 2. So if you put this value as 0, you will get the b value. So if you put 2t plus 1 is equal to 0. So if you put this value as 0, so 2t plus 1 is equal to 0, you will get t as minus 1 by 2. So by that time, you will get the b value. On simplifying this, you will get the b value as 2. If you put 3t plus 2 is equal to 0, you will get the t value as minus 2 by 3. On substituting in this equation, you will get the a value as minus 3. Fine. Substituting this a and b value gives you what? Minus 3 by 3t plus 2 plus 2 by 2t plus 1. Integrating this minus 3. So we know the integral of 1 by x. Integral of 1 by x. Integral of 1 by x is log x. Similarly, 1 by 3t plus 2 is a log 3t plus 2. We have to differentiate this 3t plus 2, which is 3. We have to divide by 3. Keep this 2. And again, 1 by 2t plus 1, which is a log 2t plus 1. 2t plus 1 differentiating that gives you 2. So these two will cancel. This is looking like log m minus log n. Log m minus log n is log m by n. See students, we just have to substitute this t value. What is this t value? Log x. So 2 log x plus 1 divided by 3 log x plus 2. 3 log x plus this is the option. 2t plus 1, 2 log x plus 1, 3 log x plus 2 students. Next question. 39. So even this is also definite integral. In that properties based question, you had 7 properties, P7 properties, P7 integral minus a to a f of x dx has 2 values. That is 2 times the integral 0 to a f of x dx. So when or 0. So when this will happen when f of x is a even function. This will happen when f of x is a odd function. What is this even function? In place of x, if I substitute the negative, we'll get positive only. In place of x, if I substitute negative, I'll get negative only. This is an odd function. This is an even function. So let us compare these two. Compare these two. In place of f of x, we have 1 minus x square into sine x into cos square x. We replace the x by minus x, so that we'll get 1 minus x whole square, sine of minus x, cos square of minus x. So this will be 1 minus x whole square gives you x square only. Sine of minus x is a minus sine x. Cos of minus x is a cos x only. Anyhow, square is there, it will be positive. So this gives us minus. The remaining terms except this minus sign is looking like the function f of x. So this is an odd function. See the comparison. This is an odd function. So what is the answer? 0 is the answer. Okay. So next question. This is not that much difficult, students. We should be knowing only the substitution. Put t is equal to cos x is a substitution. That's it. So dt will be minus sin x dx. So I can write a minus dt will be plus sin x dx. So comparing this with the given integrand, sin x dx can be written as minus dt. This 3 can be written as root 3 square. 4 cos x is a t. 4 cos square can be written as 2t whole square. We have an identity 1 by x square plus a square dx is 1 by a tan inverse x by a. So keeping this in mind, so comparing these two, we'll get a minus sign outside. 1 by a. In place of a, we have a root 3 tan inverse x by a. 2t by root 3. But don't forget to differentiate this 2t, because we have this formula only for single variable x, but we have 2t. We have to differentiate this 2t. 2t differentiation gives you what? 2t differentiation is 2. We have to divide by 2, not multiply. So we will multiply only for the chain rule, that in the differentiation. In the integration, after integrating, we have to differentiate that. 2t differentiate gives you 2. We have to divide by 2. So the final answer will be minus 1 by 2 root 3 tan inverse 2t. What is this t value? Cos x by root 3. So this is the required answer. Okay, where is this? It is in option A. Fine, students. Okay, moving on to the next question. 37th question. They have given the function, we have to verify or show f of x is increasing or decreasing in what intervals. Okay. So now, let us know or recall about the increasing and decreasing function. Given the function f of x, if I differentiate once and if that is greater than 0, then it is an increasing function. Differentiated term is less than 0, then it is a decreasing function. Okay, and also remember, if f of x is equal to 0, I'll get some points, isn't it? I'll get points, x points. Okay, so now there is a concept called as a wavy curve method. What is that? If x into x minus 1 assume equal to 0, then we will be having x as 0, x as 1. From this, we'll be having x as 2. If I substitute on a number line, 3.012, look at the coefficient of x, the highest power of x, positive, here also positive, here also positive, plus minus, plus minus. So we can easily say wherever we have a positive sign, in that interval it is an increasing function, negative sign, in that interval we have a decreasing function. So keeping this concept, let us differentiate the given function f of x. F dash of x is equal to, just apply the product rule. Just apply the product rule, students. First function, integral of e power x into 1 by x is e power x into 1 minus x. Now, x into 1 minus x, if I multiply inside a bracket, I'll get x minus x square. X minus x square differentiation gives you 1 minus 2x. Okay, 1 minus 2x. Now, keep this e to the power of x1 minus x as it is. Differentiate the other term, which gives you 1. Now, we can take e power x into 1 minus x as a common, so that we'll get multiplying this as well as this, x minus 2x square plus 1. So now this value cannot be equal to 0. If I put this as 0, this cannot be equal to 0. Obviously, minus 2x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0. So if I take 2x square minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. And if I simplify this using the formula, x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac by 2a. So using this identity, if we simplify this, we will get two values for x, that is x is equal to 1 as well as x is equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay, so we'll get two values, that is x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1 by 2. Let us substitute this on a number line, students, as we discussed in a example problem. So this is minus 1 by 2 minus infinity plus infinity. This is 1. So now whether I have to put a positive sign or a negative sign is the question. So which sign we have to put? Minus 2x square is there. So I told you, if the coefficient of the x function is positive, then we have to go with the positive. If the coefficient of highest degree term is negative, then we have to go with the negative. Okay. So since we have highest degree as x square and that coefficient is minus 2, so we have to go for a minus plus minus. So what we have got? It is increasing throughout the real number, which is wrong, which is decreasing throughout the real value, which is also wrong, decreasing or increasing in this interval. So in this interval, we have got it as an increasing function. So option D is the right answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. Maximum volume of a right circular cone. This is one of the maxima and minima question. It is a direct question from your NCRT. If you have solved NCRT exercise or the example problems of maxima and minima, you can answer this directly. If not, how to do this problem? So maxima maximum volume of a right circular cone. So this is our right circular cone. Let us call this as R, this as H, and the slant height is given by 6. I can apply the Pythagorean theorem which says h square plus r square is equal to 6 square, that is 36. Now, volume of a cone formula is 1 by 3 pi r square h. So r square can be written as 36 minus h square. So we'll write r square as 36 minus h square into h. So v is equal to 1 by 3 pi 36h minus h cube. Differentiating this with respect to h gives us 36 minus 3h square. And if I equate it to 0, we'll get the point. Okay, the point is just h values. That is 1 by 3 pi 36 minus 3h square is equal to 0. That is 36 minus 3h square will be equal to 0. So 3h square is 36 in the sense h square will be 12. Okay, so h is equal to root 12. 4 3s are 2 root 3. So now, what is the value of r square? Here is r square. R square is equal to 36 minus h square, which gives you 36 minus 12 is 24. R square is 24. So substituting in this formula, 1 by 3 pi r square is 24 and h value is 2 root 3. So 3 ones and 3 eights. So gives you a 16 root 3. So volume is 16 root 3 cubic units. Fine, students. See, I understand to solve this maxima and minima, you should be good enough or fast enough with a differentiation as well as a calculation. Fine, students. So when do we say given a function is maxima? So when the double differentiation is greater than 0, it is minima. When the double differentiation is less than 0, it is maxima. So you might have a doubt now, ma'am, we did not solve for maxima or minima. Students, it is not a board examination. Obviously, at this particular point, plus or minus will be there. One will be positive, one will be negative. So we will get a since the length cannot be negative, we will go for positive only. So no need to waste time whether it is a maxima or minima. Okay, so we'll not concentrate that much on maxima minima. Obviously, they will give you the question based on the maxima minima, wherein we'll get only one value. It's a direct question from your NCRT. So keeping this the same concept of maxima and minima, we'll go to the next question. 35th question. We just have to find at which point the function is strictly increasing. They have given directly it is strictly increasing, but we just have to check at which point it is directly strictly increasing. What is the function? The given function is x to the power of x. Okay, so I can't differentiate directly because it is a function to the power of function. What we have to do, we have to apply log on both the sides. So if I do so, log f of x will be x log x. On differentiating this directly gives us x 1 by x plus log x into 1. So f dash of x can be written as f of x into 1 plus log x. They have given it is strictly increasing and x is greater than 0. F of x is nothing but x to the power. If x is greater than 0, I can consider only the positive values. So x power x will be positive and 1 plus log x is strictly increasing in the sense greater than 0. F dash of x greater than 0. So 1 plus log x should be greater than 0 in the sense log x is greater than minus 1. Nothing has been mentioned, so we'll go for a E. So from the definition, log m to base n equal to a indicates m is equal to n to the power of a. So this is a logarithmic notation. This is called as exponential form. This is a logarithmic form. So from the logarithmic form, let us write using this as x is greater than e to the power of minus 1, which can be written as x is greater than 1 by e. So 1 by e is the required option. Now moving on to the next question. They have given f of x as a cubic equation, and they have given a point x is equal to 2. They have given a point x is equal to 2. Now we have to verify at this point whether it is maxima or a minima, it is a point of inflection or a critical point. So what is this point of inflection and a critical point? If single differentiation is 0 at a particular point, then the point x is called as a critical point. Critical point. If the double differentiation is 0 at a particular point, then this point is called as a point of inflection. Keep this in mind. Okay. So when do we say the critical point? If the single differentiation is 0. If the double differentiation 0, it is called as a point of inflection. So if I differentiate the given function, we'll get a 3x square minus 12x plus 12. If I put if I differentiate it again, we'll get a 6x minus 12. If I put x is equal to 2 in a single differentiation, we'll get the value as 2 square 4, 4 3s are 4 3s are 12 minus 12 2s are 24 plus 12. So which is equal to 0. So x, I can say x is a critical point, but in the option, not a critical point. So this is not an option then. So now double differentiation, if I put x is equal to 2 in this double differentiation, we'll get 12 minus 12 equal to 0. Since the double differentiation is 0 at this particular point, so B is the required option, that is point of inflection is the right answer. Memorize these two, students. Yes, moving on to the next question. So differentiation, composite function, cos square, cot inverse. Okay. See, what is the trick we have to apply over here? Here is a cot inverse. Here is a root. We know cot inverse is there. Then if we have cot x, these two will be eliminated and we'll get only x. That means inside this root, we have to get something like cot square, some value only. Because squares and the square root will be eliminated, and outside there is a cot inverse. These two also will be eliminated. Okay. So to make the numerator term, that is 2 plus x as a cos, we will put x is equal to 2 cos 2 theta. Then x by 2 can be written as cos 2 theta. So what happens to the given question? Cos square, cot inverse, inside this root, 2 plus x is 2 cos 2 theta. X is 2 cos 2 theta again, but there is a minus sign. Okay. Now recall, students. I told you the previous problems, one of the previous problems, 1 plus cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta. 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. In the numerator, I can take 2 as a common. In the denominator also, I can take 2 as a common. So those two will be cancelled, so that I'll be getting only 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 1 minus cos 2 theta. So this is nothing but cos square of cot inverse. 1 plus cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta. 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square. 2 will be cancelled. We'll get cos square by sin square, which is cot square. Root cot square is cot theta. Now, as I told you, cos inverse and cot inverse and a cot will be eliminated. We'll get only cos square theta. So again, using this identity, cos square theta can be rewritten or arranged as 1 by 2, 1 plus cos 2 theta. See, students, 2 cos square is 1 plus cos 2 theta. Only cos square is 1 by 2 into 1 plus cos 2 theta. So this is equal to 1 by 2, 1 plus cos 2 theta. What is cos 2 theta? X by 2. If I multiply, I'll get 1 by 2 plus x by 4. So now what we have to do? We have to differentiate this. If we differentiate this, 1 by 2, which is a constant, 0, x by 4 gives you 1 by 4. So 0 plus 1 by 4 is 1 by 4. Option D is the right answer. Fine. Moving to the next question. The value of C is satisfying the mean value theorem. It is an out of syllabus question. They can't ask you the question based on the mean value theorem or Rolle's theorem. This was there in your 2020, 21, I guess, students. Till that year, mean value theorem, Rolle's theorem was there. It is a eliminated concept. Okay, so we'll skip this. Next question. Yes, let the function satisfies f of x plus y equal to f of x into f of y. So now f of 0 is not equal to 0. So now, then what will be this f of 0 value is the first question. Okay. So now f of x plus 0, if I substitute or put the y value as 0, I can write it as f of x into f of 0. So this will be f of x is equal to f of x into f of 0. F of x cancels, will get 1. So the value of f of 0 is 1. So this is for our future reference. Okay, so we'll keep it aside. Now, what is the definition of a derivative? F dash of x can be written as limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x by h. So you are supposed to recall the definition of the derivative. Okay, so using the limits concept. So this can be written as a limit in place of y. If I substitute h as y, this can be written as y. This is also y. So they have given the value of f of x plus y, which is equal to f of x into f of y minus f of x whole divided by y. So what is common in the numerator? F of x is common. So what are the remaining terms then? The remaining terms are f of y minus 1 by y. Okay. So now f of x is has no deal with the limit because limit is with respect to the y variable. So I can write this f of x outside the limit because it is not concerned with the limit because the limit is with respect to the y variable. Now, if I put y as 0, I'll get f of 0. What is the value of f of 0? 1. 1 minus 1 and y 0 by 0. In the previous question paper, Srinivas sir taught you whenever the limit values become 0 by 0, we have to apply L'Hospital's rule. There is a rule called as L'Hospital's rule, generally called as a LH rule. What is this LH rule? We have to apply LH rule whenever we have 0 by 0 or any indeterminate form. So what is this LH rule? Differentiate the numerator separately, differentiate the denominator separately until we get a finite value. If we don't get a finite value, again, if we are getting 0 by 0 form, keep on differentiating the number of times. Okay. So now, since this is a 0 by 0 form, we have to differentiate the numerator separately and the denominator separately. Differentiation of f of y is f dash of y. Differentiation of minus 1 is 0. Differentiation of y gives you 1. If I substitute the y value, that is apply the limit as a y, I'll get f dash of a 0. So now we are supposed to find what is the value of f dash of phi, students. So f dash of phi can be written as f of phi into f dash of 0. So what is the value of f dash of phi? Is 3. What is the value of f dash of 0? Not the f of 0. F dash of 0, 2. So 3 2s are 6. 6 is the right answer. Fine, students. Okay, moving on to the next question. 30th question. Now, look at the question carefully. So y is equal to 2 into x to the power of 3x. It is not whole to the power of 3x. They have given power only for x, not for 2. 2 is separated. If we miss that, we'll get a wrong answer. Okay, so now we have to separately write this 2 into x to the power of 3x. Now, function to the power of a function. Always remember, whenever we have function to the power of function, we have to apply log on both the sides. So if we do so, log y is equal to log 2 into x to the power of 3x. What is log m into n? It is log m plus log n. Okay, so log y can be rewritten as 3x log x. Let us differentiate this. Log y is 1 by y dy by dx and log 2 is a constant, becomes 0. Now let us apply the product rule for this. 3x log x differentiation is 1 by x. Log x as it is, 3x differentiation is 3. Now, this dy by dx can be written as y into x cancels 3, and this is 3 log x. Now, substitute the x value as 1. See, now, if x is equal to 1, what is the y value? If x is equal to 1, what is the y value? 2 into 1 to the power of 3 into 1. That is 2 into 1, which is equal to 2. So 2 into 3 plus 3 log 1. What is the value of log 1? 0. 0 into 3, 0. 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 into 2 gives you 6. So dy by dx is 6. So option B is the right answer. Remember, students, whenever we have a function to the power of function, we just have to apply a log on both the sides. Okay. Next question. This is a direct question. They have given a function mod cos x. Okay. And a modulus function mod as well as a cos x. Composition function. Composition function is a continuous function. So mod cos x is continuous everywhere. Okay, continuous everywhere. Now let us draw the what do you say, graph of the mod cos x. Okay, see, this is the graph of the mod cos x. If not also, we know the quadrants 0, pi by 2, and this is pi. This is 3 pi by 2, 2 pi again. So cos function, if I look at only the cos function is positive, negative, negative, positive. Okay. See, if I, here, this is pi by 2, and again there is a change. This is our pi, this is our 3 pi by 2. See, for every odd multiples, there is a change. 3 pi by 2 to till pi by 2, we have the same, what do I say, positive. From pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, it is decreasing. 3 pi by 2 to pi by 2, it is increasing. So it is continuous. Modulus of cos function is a continuous everywhere, but it is not differentiable at odd multiples of pi by 2. So option B is the right answer. And also we can say at the point P3 pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, generally odd multiples of pi by 2, the graph will have a sharp edge. So always remember, whenever if a curve has a sharp edge at that particular points, okay, at that particular points, the function will be not differentiable. Fine, students. So it is continuous everywhere, but not differentiable at the odd multiples of pi by 2. Now, moving on to the next. Which one of the following observation is correct for the features of logarithm? They have given some properties about the log. So before going to that, so let us know about the logarithmic function. So this is the graph of the logarithmic function, and this point is always 1, comma 0. Remember, the function log x is always an increasing function, and the domain of the logarithmic function is r plus, that is, we have to only the positive values are, it is greater than 0 values, and the range of the logarithmic function can be any value. It is any real value. And log function is an increasing function. So keeping all these data in mind, we'll go with the option, students. The domain of a logarithmic function is R. So just now I explained you, domain of the logarithmic function should be positive real integer, which is wrong. The range of a logarithmic function is R plus. No, range can be positive or a negative real value. Now the point 1, comma 0 is always on the graph of the logarithmic function. Yes, it is. The graph will take a turn at the point 1, comma 0. So this is the right option. But we'll see the fourth option as well. The graph of the logarithmic function is decreasing, which is wrong. Graph of the logarithmic function is increasing from left to right. Suppose if it was from right to left, then we would have said it is decreasing. But the logarithmic function is increasing from left to right. Fine, students? Okay, so moving on to the next question. Matrices function. Matrices function. Matrices and determinants. You will get 5 to 6 questions from based on the matrices and determinants. See, I understand this is a lengthy question, but those who know how to solve the determinant, they can easily simplify this. Yes, quickly we'll start with this. X into x square minus 2x square, okay, minus x into 2x sin x minus 2x sin x plus 1 into 2x sin x minus x sin x. Okay, so this is cos x of minus x square minus x into 0. This term is not there. Plus 2x sin x gives you plus x sin x. Okay, so we simplified for f of x. Then quickly apply the limit x tends to 0, f of x by x square. Students, if I divide the equation, what we have got, the f of x function by x square, these two will eliminate. We'll get only minus cos x plus 1x will cancel, we'll get sin x by x. On applying the limit, it is minus cos 0 plus sin x by x. In the first PUC, we had a 5-mark proof, that is the limit theta tends to 0, sin theta by theta equal to 1, which was important. The first PUC, we have studied for a 5-mark problem, but we are making use of only the identity, sin x by x is equal to 1. So what is the value of cos 0? 1. So minus 1 plus 1 gives you 0. So 0 is the required answer. Fine. Okay. The next question. Okay. Again, it is a combination of both differentiation as well as a determinant. So let us find what is the determinant value of A, which is x square minus 1. What is the determinant value of B? So it is a normal multiplication. I mean to say the expansion of a determinant, x into x square minus 1 minus 1 into x minus 1 plus 1 into 1 minus x, which gives us x cube minus x. It is just a normal simplification, students, not that much difficult question. So now we got a B, the determinant B value. We have to differentiate this B with respect to x. So if we do so, we'll get a 3x square minus 3. And if I take 3 as a common, we'll get x square minus 1. 3 into x square minus 1 is a. So 3a is the required answer. Fine. Moving on to the next question. If I'll mark this question as a star because you have to remember one of the shortcut for a adjoint as well as a determinant. What is that shortcut? Remember, students, the determinant of an adjoint matrix will be same as adjoint determinant of a to the power of n minus 1. Remember this keynote. So what is this n? N is a order of the matrix. If the order is 2, it will be 2 minus 1. If the order is 3, it will be 3 minus 1. So now if I find the determinant of the adjoint A, so they have called P as an adjoint A, we have to find the determinant of this P is same as a determinant of A to the power of n minus 1. N minus 1. So that means 1 into 12 minus 12. I'm just expanding this matrices in the determinant format. Minus alpha into 4 minus 6 plus 3 into 4 minus 6 again equal to determinant of A, they have given it as 4. N minus 1, N is the order, 3 minus 1 is 2, which is equal to 16. So now let us simplify this. This becomes 0. 4 minus 6 is a minus 2. Minus of minus is a plus 2 alpha. 4 minus 6 is a minus 2. 2 into minus 3 is minus 6 is equal to 16. 2 alpha will be 16 plus 6, that is 22. Alpha will be 22 by 2, which gives you 11. So 11 is the value of alpha. So remember, students, I'll tell you once again, determinant of adjoint A is the same as determinant of the matrix A to the power of n minus 1. So where n is the order of the matrix. Okay. So moving on to the next. Okay. Moving on to the next question. F of x equal to, they have given f of 1, f of 3, f of 5 and all. To find the value, we should be knowing what is this f of x first. See, this was awarded as a grace marks because the question itself was there was a mistake in the question. This was 3x square. This was supposed to be 3x square, not the 2x square. If we do so, and expanding this determinant gives us x minus 3 into, it's a normal multiplication, 3 into 2x square minus 50. No need to simplify, just multiply and keep the answer. Okay, so now minus of 2x square minus 18, 3 times x minus 1 minus 1 time. I'm just multiplying a row, first row, if I close this and this, I have to multiply this row. You will be knowing that how to solve the determinant, isn't it? The same concept. This is 3, not the 2. Okay. Now, plus 3 times, plus 3 times x cube minus 81 into 2 times x minus 5 minus 1 time 2x square minus 50. The students no need to simplify anything, just find what is the value of f of 3 and what is the value of f of 5. It's more than enough. I'll tell you why. So f of 3, if you put f of x as 3, 3 minus 3, 3 minus 3 gives you 0. 0 multiplied any value is 0. Next, 3 square. 3 square is 9. 9 to the 18. 18 minus 18 is again equal to 0. So minus 0 plus 3 cube. 3 cube is, this is a 9. 9 is a 27. 27 3 is 81. 81 minus 81 gives you again the 0. So f of 3 value 0, we got it as 0. F of 5. So if you substitute over here, 5. 5 square. So 5 square. So 5 square is 25. 25 twos are 50. 50 minus 50 0. Here also 5 minus 5. 5 minus 5. So this becomes 0, students. On substituting in this equation, that is f of 1 into f of 3. What is f of 3? 0. Yeah, what is f of 3 into f of 5? 0 again. F of 5 into f of 1. So 0 into f of 1, which gives us 0 as the final answer. But this was a grace question for the previous year students because it was supposed to be 3x cube. The question has been printed wrongly. So it was a grace question. But if it is 3, then the answer will be 0. Moving on to the next question. A is equal to, they have given the matrices A. Let us find what is A square. So first row, first column, if we do so, we'll get 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. If I take out 2 as a common, I'll get 1, 1, which in turn gives you 2a only. So a square is equal to 2a. So what about this a cube? A cube can be written as a square into a. That is a 2a into a. So which will be 2 into a square again. That is 2 into a, which can be written as 2 square into a. So look at this, students. A square is nothing but 2 to the power of 1 into a. A cube is nothing but 2 to the power of 2 into a. So what will be our a to the power of 10 then? 2 to the power of 9 into a. Okay. So look at these two series. We are getting the 2 to the power of 1. If it is 3, then 2 to the power of 2. If it was a power 5, then 2 to the power of 4 into a. Similarly, a power 10 will be 2 to the power of 9 into a is the option. Okay, moving on to the next question. If A is a square matrix such that A square is equal to A. Okay, so if it's a square matrix, students, and plus a to the power of 3 is equal to what? So now, what is I? I is an identity matrix. Okay, identity matrix. Identity matrix. So now, I square is nothing but I into uh, I square is nothing but I into I, which is equal to I only. Now, any matrix is multiplied with the identity matrix gives you the same matrix. So, keeping these data in mind, let us simplify what is I plus A whole cube, which is looking like A plus B whole cube. So, we know the expansion of A plus B whole cube, the normal formula, algebraic formula, which is A cube, B cube plus 3A square B plus 3AB square. Okay, 3ab into a plus b. If you simplify, you'll get the same formula, one and the same. So if I compare these two, I'll get I cube plus a cube plus 3 I square into a plus 3 I into a square. Now, what is I cube? I told you I square is I only. So I cube is also equal to I. A cube can be written as a square into a. Similarly, I square is nothing but I only is A is A, 3I, A square. So what is the value of A square they have given? The value of A square is A again. So this can be written as I plus A square. What is A square? A. A into A is A square again. A square is nothing but A plus 3. I into A is A. I into A is again A. So this is one of the direct question I can say 3, 6, 1, 7, 7. I plus 7a. Okay. So keep these formulas. I mean to say the identities. Next question. Inverse trigonometric question. 2 sine inverse x minus 3 cos inverse x is equal to 4. So remember the property sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So keeping this in mind, 2 sine square x minus 3 cos square x is equal to 4. So minus 3 cos inverse x can be written as 4 minus 2 sine inverse x. So minus 3 cos inverse x in turn becomes a cos inverse x. Sin inverse x can be written as using this pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. So minus 3 cos inverse x equal to 4 minus pi plus 2 cos inverse x. Shifting to the, it is just a normal calculation, just like doing like x linear equation. Okay. So shifting to the other side becomes minus 2 cos inverse. So in total, minus pi cos inverse is nothing but 4 minus pi. Cos inverse x will be 4 minus 5 by minus 5 or pi minus 4 by just the 5. Substituting this cos inverse in this equation, that is 2 sine inverse x. What is the value of 2 sine inverse x plus 3 cos inverse x is the question. This can be written as 2 sine inverse x plus 3 times cos inverse x can be splitted as 2 cos inverse plus 1 cos inverse. So this value, if I take 2 as a common, remaining is sine square plus cos square, which is equal to pi by 2. Cos square value is pi minus 4 by 5. So this becomes pi plus pi minus 4 by 5. Taking the LCM, multiplying this by 5, 5 plus pi gives you 6 pi minus 4. So is the required option. Okay. So in the inverse trigonometry, we have not studied the properties, but while solving the problems in the class, you have studied already sine inverse cos inverse is equal to pi by 2. Similarly, tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is also equal to pi by 2. And cosecant inverse x plus secant inverse x is also equal to pi by 2. So use those identities whenever it is required. So moving on to the next question. Okay. So now cos inverse plus cos inverse is equal to 3 pi. What is the range of cos inverse? The range of the cos inverse lies from 0 to pi. The maximum value is pi. So 3 pi, this 3 pi can be splitted directly as pi plus pi plus pi because 3 pi maximum value itself is pi. So if I compare these two, these two as well as these two, will get a cos inverse x is equal to pi. Similarly, cos inverse y is also pi. Cos inverse z is also pi. So x is nothing but a cos pi. So remember students, cos odd pi, that is cos 1 pi, 2 pi, 1 pi, 3 pi, 5 pi is minus 1. And cos even pi, that is cos 2 pi, 4 pi, even multiples of pi gives you plus 1. And sine any pi, whether it is positive or whether it is negative, it is 0. So now x is equal to minus 1. Similarly, y is also minus 1. Z is also equal to minus 1. On substituting in this equation, we'll get minus 1 into y plus z. So y plus z, that is minus 1, which is minus 2. Similarly, minus 1. So we'll get like this equation. So which in turn gives you 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is equal to 6. So 6 is the required answer. Okay. Even this was a kind of an easy question. Moving on to the next question. Okay. The question has been taken from the relations and functions chapter, a special concern with the equivalence class. Okay, we just have to find what is the number of equivalent, which are the equivalence class. They have not asked which are the equivalence class. They have asked the number of ordered pair of equivalence classes. What is the question? Okay. If A comma B is related with C comma D with the condition AD is equal to BC, that is 3 comma 2 will be relating to C comma D with 3D is equal to 2C, then what will be the value of C and D? If so, we will be knowing how many ordered pairs will be possible. I can rewrite this as 2C is equal to 3D. Now keep on substituting the value of C and D. C can take the value 2, 3, 4, 5, any value. D also can take any value 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I substitute the C and D values, the equation has to be balanced. So keeping this in mind, if I put C value as 3 and D as 2, this gives us 2C is equal to 3D is the equation to be balanced. We'll get 2 into 3 will be same as 3 into 2, 6 into 6. If I consider next point as 6, we'll get this as a 4. So 2 into 6 is equal to 3 into 4, 6 2s are 12, 4 3s are 12. Like this, how many order pairs are possible? Looking at this is looking like a multiples of 3. This is looking like a multiples of 2. So which are the multiples of 3? So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. There is no next number because the set A consists till the number 18. This is a multiple of 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 9, 12. Okay, so if we substitute the values, we will be getting here also 9 2s are 18. This is also 18. If I substitute the C as a 12, we'll get 24. 8 as a 2, we'll get 24 again. C as 15, 30. 30, fine students. So these are the obtained order pairs. Let us count how many order pairs are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 number of order pair satisfying the condition AD is equal to BC, which are the equivalence class. Fine. Moving on to the next question. It's a composition function, students. I think one of the easiest question. So we have to keep on substituting the f of x and g of x value to the GOF and fog. So if the GOF is sin x and the fog is sin root x whole square, then that is the required option. So you will get C as an option, students. I'll work out and I'll show you. So this can be written as a g. We have to get on substituting the f of x as sine square and g of x as root x. We have to get sine x. How do we do this? G of f of x, which can be written as sine square x. G of x is root x. So under the root, sine square x, square root square eliminated, sine x. We got sine x as a right value. What about this fog? So now f of g of x. G of x is nothing but root x. Sine x, f of x is sine square x. Sine square x is nothing but root x, which can also be written as sine root x whole square. Yes, we have the same fog value. So option C is the right answer for this. Okay, so these are the direct questions. Now moving on to the next question. R is equal to, yes, if f from R to R is the function they have given, this is a domain set and this is a codomain set, and elements of the domain is called as a pre-image and elements of the codomains are the image. Here what they have given, the pre-image of 17 and minus 3R, satisfying the f of x value, that is x square plus 1 will be equal to 17, one value x square plus 1 will be equal to minus 3. So which are the pre-image? What is the pre-image of 17 and minus 3? We have to write respectively. We can't shuffle the pre-images of 17 and minus 3 in a reverse manner. If we do so, we'll get 17 minus 1, 16. X is equal to plus or minus 4. So x can take two values, plus 4 and a minus 4. And x square is minus 3 minus 1, which is equal to negative under the root, so which is not possible. So x is a empty. So 4 comma minus 4 and then empty is the required answer. So C is the right option. Hopefully understood. Moving to the next question. This is an invertible question. F of x is equal to tan x. So x can be written as f inverse of tan x. Now we were supposed to find what is the value of f inverse of 1. So if I compare these two, in place of tan x, we have 1. Here is a question, for what value of x? We'll get the tan as 1. It is directly x is equal to pi by 4. Will not waste the time. X is equal to pi by 4 is the required answer. Moving on to the next question. Okay. Observation with the mean and standard deviation. Statistics question. Make a keynote of this. If A, B, C, D or whatever it might be, or the observation with the standard deviation, SD, standard deviation as any value, here they have given it as S, then if you add or if you subtract the same constant for each and every observation, just like they have done in the given question, then standard deviation will not change, it remains the same. Okay. If you multiply any constant, the same constant for all the observation, then the standard deviation will be the constant times the S. So keeping these two standard deviations identities, we can easily say here K is a constant which has been added for each of the observation of A, B, C, D, E. So the required answer is will not change. That is yes only. So yes is the required answer. Okay. So what did I say? If I add or if we subtract any constant to the observation, standard deviation remains the same. Okay. If we multiply or divide also, K, A into K by, A by K is nothing, can also be written as product of 1 by K only. If we multiply any constant to the observation, then the standard deviation will be K times, that is the constant times the standard deviation of the normal ABCD observations. Fine, students. So moving to the next question. Is it's a deleted portion because the question was taken from mathematical reasoning. Mathematical reasoning. Okay. So previous question. Now put x is equal to pi by 4 directly, we'll get root cos pi by 4 minus 1, cot pi by 4 minus 1, cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 minus 1, cot pi by 4 is 1 minus 1. So we are getting 0 by 0 form. So as we have discussed many a times, whenever you'll get an indeterminate form, we have to apply LH rule. What is this LH rule? differentiate a numerator separately and differentiate denominator separately. What is the differentiation of this root to cos x? Keep the root 2 as it is. Differentiation of cos is minus sin x. Differentiation of minus 1 is 0. Separately, we have to differentiate. We should not apply u by v rule. Should not apply. We have to separately differentiate u and separately differentiate v. Okay. Cot x differentiation gives you minus cosecant square x minus 1 is 0. On simplifying this, applying by pi by 4, root 2 into minus sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 whole divided by minus cos square pi by 4. Cos pi by 4 is root 2. Root 2 square gives you 2. On cancel this minus minus, root 2 will also cancel. So we'll get 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 is the required answer. So where is the option? C is the required option. Fine, students. Okay. So moving on to the next question. The equation of the parabola. So it is a conic section chapter, one of the biggest chapter. In the conic section, we have a concepts of circle, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. Okay, hyperbola. Hyperbola. Okay, so circle and parabola, hyperbola. We have to go for a parabola now, equation of a parabola. There are 4 types of parabola. Which are those parabolas? One is open towards right, one is open towards left, one is open upwards, and one is open downwards. So what is the equation of the parabola open towards right? Y square is 4ax. This will be y square is equal to minus 4ax. X square is a plus 4ay. And this is x square is minus 4ay. Remember, focus always lies inside that curve, okay, on the axis. So now, this is called as a comma 0. This is minus a comma 0, respectively on the positive and the negative x and y axis. In the given question, focus is a 6 comma 0. That is a comma 0, 6 comma 0. A comma 0 is equal to 6 comma 0. So the value of a is 6. So for what value, for what equation of a parabola, a focus has a comma 0, that is y square is equal to 4ax. If we substitute the a value as 6, we'll get direct answer. Y square will be 24x. Okay, so this is the required answer. I'll send you the PDF of the solutions, what and all I'm writing now at the end. So the next question, 11th question. The angle between the line. So let us find what is the angle between the line. Okay. So angle between two lines. So angle between the two lines is given by what? It's a straight line chapter. It's a straight line chapter. Angle between two lines. Let us consider L1 and L2 are the line. Theta is the angle between those two lines. They have given one line equation, that is x plus y by 3. X plus y is equal to 3. I can rewrite this as minus x plus 3. This can be written as y is equal to mx plus c form, equation of a line. If I compare these two, we'll get one of the slope as minus 1. Similarly, they have given one more line which is passing through the 2 points, 1 comma 1 as well as minus 3 comma 4. In one of the problem in this session only, I told you, if the line is passing through 2 points, then its slope will be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Substituting in this formula, we'll get 4 minus 1 divided by minus 3 by minus 1. So which will be equal to 3 by minus 4. So what is the angle between two lines formula? It's a modulus of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 and m2. So you will get the two angles. Okay, one is positive and one is tan theta will be positive, one tan theta will be negative value. On substituting this value as minus 1 and m2 value as minus of minus 3 by 4, this gives us, on simplifying this, gives us tan theta is equal to plus or minus, on simplifying this gives us what? 1 by 4. On simplifying this gives us what? 7 by 4. 4 will be eliminated, 1 by 7. So we will get two values. One is theta is tan inverse plus 1 by 7, or one more value is theta is tan inverse minus 1 by 7. So both the values are correct. It's a grace question. So we can't stick on to any one of the option. Both are correct answers, students. Okay, moving on to the next question. Arithmetic mean and a geometric mean. It is taken from the sequence and series. What is the arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean is a plus b by 2. What is the geometric mean? It is root ab. So arithmetic mean value, they have given it as 5. So 5 is equal to a plus b by 2. So a plus b will be 10. Geometric mean is 4. If I square on both the sides, we'll get ab is equal to 4. If you call this as equation 1. Okay. Now, let us find what is a minus b whole square. So, which is a plus b whole square minus 4ab, which gives us a plus b is a 10 square 100, minus ab is 4, 4 4s are 16, for 100 minus 16. So, 100 minus 16 gives you what, students? 100 minus 16. No, it's not 16. It's 4 square. Sorry. This has to be 4 square. 4 square, in the sense this is 16. 100 minus 4 into 16 should be, this should be 64. 100 minus 64 is, sorry, sometimes happens, is equal to 36. So a minus b whole square is 36, in the sense a minus b will be 6. On solving the equation 192, on solving the equation 192, we'll get the a value as 8 and the b value as 2. So these two are the roots of the quadratic equation. Using the roots, we were supposed to find a quadratic equation, which is just seconds away. X minus 8 into x minus 2 will be 0. On simplifying this, gives us x square minus 10x plus 16. So where is the option? Here is the option. Here is the option. Fine, students. Moving on to the next one. Okay. If Sn stands for sum of n terms of a GP, AR square up to AR to the power of n minus 1, sum of the n terms of GP. What is this Sn? A into r to the power of n minus 1 by r minus 1. This formula will be used when r is greater than 1. Sn will be a into r to the power of n, r to the 1 minus r to the power of n by 1 minus r will be used when r is less than 1. You can make use of any one of the formula to find the ratio of this, that is Sn by S2n, which can be written as a into, if I'm using this one, then it will be r to the power of n by r minus 1. Similarly, 2n will be r to the power of 2n minus 1 by r minus 1. A and r minus 1 will cancel. We'll get r power n minus 1 divided by r to the power of 2n can be rewritten like this, which in turn the denominator is looking like a square minus b square. A square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So the complete r minus 1 will cancels. We'll get only 1 by r to the power of n plus 1, which is in option B. Fine, students. This is not a difficult problem. Only we have to remember the basic calculations. That's it. Especially the identity of some of the n terms in GP. Now, this was supposed to be C2. Now, let us find what is C1 by C0 in the expansion binomial theorem. You will get only one question from the binomial theorem or no question from the binomial theorem. Though question is depending on the binomial theorem, these are the coefficients, okay, which is looking like NCR with combinations n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial formula. So now let us find what is NC1 by NC0. NC1 is n factorial by n minus 1 factorial into 1 factorial, and the reciprocal of 1 by NC0 is n factorial by n minus 0 factorial into 0 factorial. So now n factorial will cancel. n minus 0 is nothing but n factorial. 0 factorial value is 1. N minus 1 whole factorial, we'll keep it as it is. 1 factorial is also 1. Okay. So now this can be written as n into n minus 1 whole factorial by n minus 1 whole factorial. This is equal to n. So similarly, if you simplify what is nc2 by nc1, you will get n minus 1 by 2. Similarly, nc3 by nc2, these are all the standard identities, students. You have to remember. nc3 by nc2 will be n minus 2 divided by 3. So on substituting the respective values for nc1 by nc0 for these values, we will get the finally n plus 2 times n minus 1 by 2, 3 times n minus 2 by 3, continues till 3, 2, 1. So we can easily say it is a sum of first n natural numbers in a reverse order. Instead of 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n, here we are getting n plus n minus 1 reducing by 1, descending order. So we know that it is n into n plus 1 by 2. So option A is the right answer. Okay. So moving to the next one. Okay. So just recall the permutation and the combination. I told you NCR formula is this. Similarly, NPR formula will be n factorial by only n minus r factorial will not be there. Then what is this NCR plus NCR minus 1? We have used this identity many a times. Okay, so now comparing these two along with the left-hand side of the equation, NCR 45C4, R minus 1, 45C3. Look at your students, carefully look at this. Okay, using this identity, this can be written as N plus 1 CR, that is 45 plus 1, 46 CR value is 4. Using these two, again, this can be written as 47 C4. Using the same formula, these two, summing up these two can be written as 48C4. Again, summing up these two gives us 49C4. Finally, summing up these two gives us 50C4, which is in option A. We are just making of this identity. Fine, students. Next question. The length of a rectangle is 5 times the breadth. That is L is equal to 2B. The minimum perimeter rectangle is 150. Perimeter is minimum. So I can have greater than that. Kadime value virade 180. I can have more than that also. So P is greater than or equal to 180. If this is a rectangle, sorry, this should be 5 times. This should be 5 times. 5 times the B, 5 times. This is our length, this is our breadth. Okay. What is the length of the perimeter? 2 into L plus B is greater than or equal to 180. So if I cancel 2 ones are 290. So L is what? 5B. 5B plus B is 6B. 6B is greater than 90. So B is greater than or equal to 90 by 6. That is breadth is greater than or equal to, it's a direct calculation, 15 centimeter. Breadth is greater than or equal to 15 centimeter. It is just a linear inequality chapter. Okay, linear inequality. So linear inequality, we have to remember few key points, students. If I add and subtract or multiply or divide by a positive number, inequality will not change. If I multiply and divide by negative number, only inequality reverses. That is less than becomes greater than. These symbols. See, this was a 6B. I'm dividing by a positive number. So inequality was not changing. Suppose minus 6B was greater than 9. Then if I'm dividing by a negative number, inequality will reverse. Okay. So now going to the next question. The real value of alpha for the complex number is purely real. So this is a complex number. In the complex number chapter, this is a standard form of a complex number. A and B are the real values. I is equal to root minus 1. Now, we say the complex number is purely real. When do we say the complex number is purely real? If its imaginary part is 0. Okay. So when do we say the complex number is purely imaginary? When its real part is 0. So now, how to find the modulus of a complex number? See, this particular problem solve madadalla nam intention. We should be knowing the concepts behind the chapter. That is important. Okay, so this can be written as a square plus b square, that is a real part square plus imaginary part square. Now this is called as a modulus of a complex number. Then how to find the conjugate of a complex number, which is written as z bar. It is read as z bar. Change the sign of only the imaginary part. Students, now let us start with the problem. What is the question? What is the question? This is purely real. So let us write this in the standard form of a plus ib. How to reduce this into the standard form of a plus ib? So we should not have any complex number in the denominator, but there is a I value, that is a complex number in the denominator. What we have to do? We have to rationalize. That is multiply and divide by 1 minus 2y. Okay, 1 minus 2y sine alpha whole divided by 1, rationalizing, just the rationalizing. Now multiply the and also students, I forgot to tell you, sorry. I value is root minus 1, I square is minus 1, I cube is minus I to the power of 4 is 1, and I to the power of multiples of 4 is also equal to 1. Knowing all these datas, we can easily solve the complex number problem. Fine, students. Now multiply the numerator separately, which gives us 1 minus I sine alpha minus 2I sine alpha. Minus into minus gives you plus 2 I square. I square is what? Minus. So I'm just writing it directly. Divided by denominator is looking like a plus b into a minus b. That is a square minus b square. 2 square. I square is minus 1. So which becomes the plus. On simplifying or separating the real parts, that is no I along with that part. Okay, no along with that I part in the sense a real part. Now taking minus I sine alpha minus 2I sine alpha, these two, adding these two gives us what? Gives us minus minus 3 sine alpha, minus 3I sine alpha divided by 1 plus 4 sine square alpha. Since this has to be a purely real, imaginary part should be 0. That is, this part should be 0. If I equate this part as 0, cross multiplication, I'll get minus 3 sine alpha equal to 0. My question is, when do we get sine alpha as 0? For what values of alpha I will get the sine as 0? So as I discussed, sine any pi is 0. So what is the required answer? N pi is the required answer. Fine, students, we are running out of time. Quickly, we'll solve the remaining 4 problems, and then we'll wind up, students. Kindly bear. Now, there is a right angle triangle. These are the very, very basic problems. Here is a right angle triangle at C. It is right angle at C. Let us call the remaining vertices as A and B. We have to find what is the value of tan A and plus tan B. Tan A definition is what? Opposite by adjacent. Okay. So now let us call this opposite length of the opposite side of the angle A as small a, because look at the options. They have given A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D, all this represents what? These sides, okay? Opposite sides of the angles. That is, if this should be what? C, because it is this is the opposite side of the angle C. This is what? B, because this side is the opposite of the angle B. So now tan B. So tan B is what? Tan A. Tan A is what? Opposite by adjacent. Similarly, we will write for tan B, which is B by A, taking the LCM and writing the numerator gives us A square plus B square. So now looking at this Pythagoras theorem, we can easily say C square is equal to A square plus B square. So C square by AB is the final answer. Okay. Moving on to the next one. If two circles of the arc of same length, not that much difficult, students. I'll just explain, simplify by yourself. So this is R1, this is arc L1. Okay, this is called as a arc. Okay, that complete total is the area of arc. Fine. So this is our angle theta 1. Similarly, this is our theta 2, R2, and this is our L2. Assume this is our circle. Okay. So now we know that L is equal to R theta. So L1 will be same as R1 theta 1. L2 will be R2 theta 2. What is the data they have given? Arc has the same length. That is L1 is same as L2. R1 theta 1 is same as R2 theta 2. On simplifying this R1 by R1, but it's a cross multiplication, we'll get theta 2 by theta 1. So 78 degree, this is 30 degree. This is R theta 1, this is R theta 2. Okay. 78 by 30. On simplifying this, it's one of the direct question. So which gives us 13 by 5 because 6 5s are and 6 ones are 6 3s are, which gives us 13 by 5. So B is the right option. Okay. Last two question. If what is this greatest integer function? What is the meaning of a greatest integer function? We have to consider only the greatest part. The greatest integer of 2.1 is also 2. Greatest integer of 2.9999 is also equal to 2. So now, instead of this greatest integer function, we'll replace by the normal variable x. If we simplify this quadratic equation, we'll get two values, that is x equal to 2 and x is equal to 3. If I substitute on this, if I consider one more 4, all the values running from 2 to 2.9, that is greatest integer of 2, including 2, which is 2 to 2.999 is tending towards what, students? 2 only. So till the values from 2 to less than 3 gives you 2, which is one of the root. Similarly, from the 3, including 3, till the 3.999, which gives you what? Greatest integer of x should be 2 and greatest integer of x should be 3. So now, till the 4, excluding 4. So x belongs to 2, comma 4. You can consider any values lying from 2 to 4, excluding 4, including 2, will give you the greatest integer value as 2 and 3 only. So which is the right answer? Option B is the right answer. Okay. So now moving on to the last question. Two finite set. This is a question taken from the chapter sets, which was in the first chapter in your first PUC. Let us recall that memory at least. Two finite set. So let us consider A and B are the two set. They have given two set as the elements M and N. So N of A is equal to M, N of B is equal to N. Always remember about the subsets. If a set has n number of elements, then there will be 2 to the power of n number of subsets. If a set has a m number of elements, this will have 2 to the power of m number of subsets, and this set B will have 2 to the power of n number of subsets. Now let us go to the condition. What is the condition they have given? Total number of subsets of the first set, the 2 to the power of m, is 56 more. That means 56 plus what? Total number of subsets of the second set. That is 2 to the power of n. So if we keep on substituting the values of m and n in the option A, B, C, D, that is 7, 6, 5, 1, 6, 3, and 8, 7. So we have to verify for which values of m and n this equation will be balanced. So this will be balanced for what value? For the C value. So you can check for that, students. So option C is the right answer. Okay. So I have solved almost all the problems in the Kcet 2024. So now I request you to go through the question paper once again of both 2023 and 2024. If you have any doubt based on the question paper or the concepts behind the question, you can drop us what do I say, a text saying that this is the number in a WhatsApp group. Fine, students, and I heartfully thanking Seshadripuram Institution, Engineering College, as well as Seshadripuram Independent PU College and the Seshadripuram Educational Trust for providing me this opportunity. Thank you, one and all the very best students. Do well in your KCET 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Prafulla.
Thank you
Students,
so much, ma'am.
yeah. Students, I am sure you have been benefited by both the sessions, yesterday's and today's, for your maths preparation. Any doubt you have, any question you need to solve, you can share it in the WhatsApp that is created. We will pass it on to the resource persons, and they will get back with the solutions to you, which will be shared with you. If you have seen, we have already shared yesterday's session in the group, which is uploaded into the YouTube. Today's session also will be uploaded to the YouTube, and it will be shared. The link will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Tomorrow we have physics session, CET paper 2023, which will be the resource person for which will be Mrs. Madhushri. Okay, I'm sure all of you will join tomorrow. Bring your friends also along with you. Okay, thank you. Good night.